Hello and welcome to Staying Up with Cammie and Taryn. I'm Cammie.
And I'm Taryn. And every night we have a sleepover, but every week we invite you to join us. Thanks for staying up.
Thanks for staying up.
Thanks for staying up.
To stay up with us and to catch you guys up on our life, I am very pissed off at myself and at oh my god, I couldn't even speak.
Oh my gosh.
Mercury retrograde.
That's happening right now.
Yes.
Okay, I literally...
Doesn't it explain so much?
No.
Oh.
No, I was going to say merch. Oh my god.
See? Mercury retrograde.
Get our merch. Get the merch. Mercury is always in retrograde.
She's not. People are just always talking about her.
No, but everybody says that. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Mercury's in retrograde, isn't it? And I feel like it always is.
It's not always. And when it is, technology fails. So here's what happened.
How would that work?
Last Friday, April 21st. Yes, I know the exact date because I have just spent 2 days straight searching for a file on my laptop using 10 different software recovery programs. It was 5. I was exaggerating, but 5 is still a lot.
5 is
and I would have used more if I could find more that seemed reliable and weren't going to steal my information. Anyways, it's Friday morning. We are supposed to be guests on a podcast called We're Having Gay Sex.
We're excited. We're young. We're fun.
We are so much younger last Friday.
We are feeling flirty. Nothing is flirty. A problem.
We are so excited. We are having a great morning. So part of the We Are Having Gay Sex podcast is that they ask you, have you had gay sex this week? So Taryn and I go on the podcast. She's like, oh, do I need anything prepared? I'm like, they ask a question. I forget what it is. I look it up and we start dying laughing because we have not had a gay sex that week. We did a lot of straight sex, but no, just kidding.
Oh my God, we were out on the town straight sex wise.
So much straight sex.
Did we die laugh or was it like a sad thing? I don't remember being like,
it was kind of both like bummer, but also because we had talked about dry spells on the last podcast and we were like, we have not had gay sex this week. Yeah. We cannot go on this podcast and have them ask this question and we say no.
Yes.
So we were like, should we have some gay sex? But then we laughed it off and we both were doing stuff before the podcast. So we weren't. Then, as you guys know from the last week's episode, Taryn has asked me to sext her more at home. She really wants that. And I saw an opportunity and I ran with it.
And she took it.
So I text her and we literally had like 30 minutes before the podcast started and I still needed to finish getting ready, which this is so unlike me.
I was going to say, this is literally the most unlike thing that Cam has ever done because Cam is like,
so unlike me.
Anytime that we're going anywhere, an hour, no questions asked before is blocked off on Cam's calendar.
And that's me pushing it.
That's her pushing it.
That's like, if an hour before we have to leave, I haven't started getting ready, I'm not going.
Yeah. And
it's not even because I really think I take that long to get ready. If I know what I'm wearing, I can get ready really quick. It's just that I need space. I would preferably like to have 3 hours to go anywhere, if not more.
And I can't express how much she means anywhere. I'll be like,
grocery store.
Let's just pop. I purposefully try to say like, let's just pop down to the local coffee shop real quick.
I'm happy to pop, but I'm going to look cute doing it.
She's like,
and if I don't, I'm not going.
Yeah. So there's no such thing as a quick pop.
I am what I am.
In this family. You are. And I love you and I married you. But that is true. Everything comes with an hour.
Yeah. Unless I'm already ready.
Which those days are amazing.
Yeah. So anyways, we have 30 minutes before the podcast. I have just finished my makeup. I still need to get dressed, do my hair, and set everything up, which sometimes that alone can take 30 minutes to set up. And I text Taryn and I'm like, should we have a quickie? And she texts me like running emojis and she did.
The girl running in the blue shirt. I was like, that's me.
And then do you remember how you came running up the stairs? Because you found it very unattractive, but I thought it was very cute.
Yeah, I mean, look, quite the opposite, obviously, of her situation. I'm nearly never ready. And even when I am ready, I don't look ready. And so
it's like if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. If you don't get ready, you never have to get ready.
And so my delta is really a 10-minute situation, if that. And it doesn't look much different than how it looked beforehand. Mm-hmm. Okay, you saying hurts a little.
Oh, I hear that. I wasn't to that. Sorry, I was taking a sip of my wine and I zoned out. I was not even listening to you. I was just like, yeah, she gets ready. She gets ready quick. And now I'm registering that you said it doesn't look much different. Well, because you always look pretty, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, what a save. So I, at this time, was wearing shorts and a hoodie and my Uggs. And I was clobbering up the stairs like a freaking...
I heard thunk, 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 thunk.
Yeah, like I can't even think of... I'm trying to think of it looked like I had like workman's boots on.
Oh, yeah, I get that visual.
But none of the rest. It was like...
It was
if
adorable.
I was wearing like a hot, like, you know, workman's outfit, maybe that would have been cool. But it was just me down in my little dungeon.
It was giving, there's a fire in the house, we got to get out of here. Yeah. Grab nothing and go.
It was giving when you're in college and the fire alarm goes off.
But I liked that urgency for it. I thought it was fucking cute.
Look, if I get a text like that after I ask for a text like that, nothing's going to stop me.
Nothing.
Those boots, those clunky Uggs.
Yeah, you can't really say no when you've asked for it and then I give it because then I'm going to be like, I tried.
And those Uggs felt like when in Sandlot, when he puts on the perfect Converse, that is exactly what I felt like. Even though I was in those clunky boots, I was like, dude, I'm jumping over the stuff. I'm running out the dog. I'm ready. So anyway, all to say, I wasn't looking cute, but I did show up.
Yeah. And it was a great time. And we got set up for the podcast so quickly and we were ready to go. And then 9 minutes before, Ash had to cancel because she wasn't feeling well. And she just showed that night she had to like get ready for. So we were perfectly set up, ready to go, in a great mood. We had just had sex. It was fabulous.
We were flying high.
Yeah. And she cancels and we're like, wait, we can't let this mood go to waste. We can't let this setup go to waste. Even though we had just recorded the podcast 2 days prior, we're like, let's do it. And then we're going to be ahead. And we are now currently in Palm Springs. So we are going to record an episode here. I was like, this is going to be amazing. We're going to be a week ahead. I'm so happy. I love productivity. This is incredible.
She became a productivity guru.
This is incredible. So we record the single best episode of Staying Up ever.
I love that you could say
funny.
that.
I can say we looked the hottest. I have 2 minutes and 15 seconds of it, so I can prove that we looked amazing.
I just love that.
We have a glow.
I love your commitment to saying that it was the best episode when it can never be proven.
That's exactly why I'm saying it, because you can't tell me that it wasn't. It was amazing. Well, I mean, also we have kind of, in a sense, restructured the podcast where we felt like it was falling a little flat because we were just regurgitating things that we had already talked about. And it wasn't fun. It wasn't our dynamic. We weren't like, it wasn't like going to dinner with us and us chatting about shit. Yeah. We already knew the things. It felt like a little play that we had rehearsed, and it was like opening night, and we already knew what the other was going to say.
You tell that story. Oh, Cammie's going to tell this story, and it's just...
It felt like every like back and forth we have when we like run into someone we haven't seen in a couple weeks.
So for people that stuck around for that, thank you.
We appreciate you, but it wasn't enjoyable. So then we were like, what is the issue here? Is it off because we're doing video? What is the problem here? And we decided it's because we already know what we're going to say. So we fixed it, and now we are just kind of like shooting the shit more and picking a topic and sharing our thoughts with each other. Yeah. And a lot of it's things that we don't know about each other or whatever. It feels more like you're just hanging out with us. And I felt like like the Pillow Princess episode, I had a lot of fun. Yep. That was the first episode we kind of leaned into this. And then last episode, it was so good, y'all. You're just going to take my word for it. But anyways, I went to edit it. We were at a coffee shop. The Wi-Fi wasn't Wi-Fiing. And I had to stop. And I was like, I'll finish it when we get home. My computer's really full right now. I've been having to finish stuff and delete it right away and not keep stuff on my computer. And somewhere along the lines, I put it in the trash folder. I emptied the trash folder. And the only part was the little half export that happened, which was 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I have been using every recovery software possible. And you know what? This happens like once a year for me, especially when I was consistent on YouTube, which I have been excited to get re-consistent on YouTube. I've been like reinvigorated. Yeah, I haven't talked to you about it yet, but been reinvigorated and like wanting to kind of jump back in. And this took the wind out of my sails. But anyways, that's my update.
Oh, baby.
I'm just so sad.
I mean, look, it was sad, and I was trying to be supportive, and at the same time, I was trying to be like, hey,
it's okay.
We're going to find it. You're going to find it on one of these softwares. But also, if you don't, we could always re-record, because my memory is this long, which I did a little number with my fingers. It's the smallest little number to say that my memory is so little, so that I don't even really remember. I remember I remember talking last episode, but I don't remember the ins and outs of your beliefs on the things we talked about.
Like the whole point of our new vibe was that it's fresh, new.
But I'm telling you, to me, it's fresh and new. I'm sorry that it might not be.
Maybe not, though.
Well, just act surprised.
I also am just upset because I think I'm the luckiest girl in the world. All good things come to me. I put luck in the universe. All that mumbo jumbo that I deeply, wholeheartedly believe. I'm not even kidding. That I was like, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. Because
I really thought you were too.
If there's anyone who's going to find it and who's going to get that luck, it's going to be this bitch right here. Yeah. And I didn't. And that's upsetting. So now I need to reprogram my brain to say, I am still the luckiest girl in the world for not finding it because I wasn't meant to find it.
That's beautiful. And that's important.
But I don't believe that in my heart right now. So I have to work through that. Anyways, what's your update, baby? How was your week ignoring all this mumbo jumbo?
It's hard to ignore. It really is important to you. So I'm feeling pretty sad.
No, we got to let it go.
I had a great week. I'm feeling pretty sad. I had a great week.
Good.
Well, I mean, last week, what really happened that really stuck out to me is that I got called up to the big leagues. I got to play in a championship softball game. The league is 99% men, and by 99%, I really mean 99.9. You have to have one girl on your team, but then it's just a bunch of dudes.
A bunch of dudes.
And the woman that was normally on the team wasn't there, and so I got to play.
The woman.
I don't ever know what to say. It's like, do you say girl, lady, woman?
Well, you, me, and Kevin, Taryn's friend, had a chat about this.
What do you say?
I always call everyone a lady. Like
you
this
call
lady.
Everyone a lady?
Yeah, they're a lady. Like I'm like, if I'm mad at someone, I'm like, this fucking lady.
No, if they're mad, it's a lady.
No, but even I'm like, oh, look at that little lady. Like everyone's a lady. Good, bad, neutral.
No, you say girl.
No, lady.
If you were look at this little, you'd say look at the little girl.
No, I very rarely say girl. It's
to
a lady.
Child, you would say.
Well, I'm not talking about a child. I'm talking about a actual woman. If it is a adult female, I hate when people call people females.
I hate when people say, "Oh yeah, so how do you pick up on females?" And I'm like,
why
ew.
are you saying
and
that?
It's always like Andrew Tate people.
It's always that.
Like all the females come around me. I'm like, okay, I'm not out here being like all of the Homo sapiens. I'm just
maybe we should. Should we just call everyone homos because technically they're all Homo sapiens? I'm just gonna say that to everyone, and if they get mad that I call them a homo, and be like, "Are you not a Homo sapien?"
Anywho,
this woman
was out of town. This woman, lady, girl, homosexual woman, female, was out of town.
Is she a homosexual or Homo sapien or both?
I did mean Homo sapien, but I think that she is a homosexual.
Okay,
also.
well, homos all around.
So
only homos can play softball.
Softball. Only homos can play softball. We're feeling silly. Oh,
as soon as it came out of my face.
Only homos can play softball.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so basically I hit every time I was up at bat.
Oh, it was so cool.
All 3 times.
Guys, it was so impressive. I was so nervous for going in, and it was so good.
I was really nervous. I get nervous about things that I think that people expect me to be good at.
Yeah.
And any sort of athletic feat tends to be one of those things where I feel like I go into it and I'm like, fuck, like
I just can't believe the level of confidence to go play with a bunch of dudes who are relatively good at softball.
Let's fake it till you make it, baby.
Oh my God, it's so impressive. Like that is the hottest thing to be, that you were like down to do that.
I mean, I'm down, but I'm also in my head shitting bricks. So I won't go into it, but my first at bat, Kevin, everyone's favorite straight, is also on the team.
Everyone's favorite Homo sapien.
Homo sapien, straight,
heterosexual
mammal, was saying, hey, this pitcher does this whole wind up big long thing.
It was actually so annoying.
So annoying. But he's like, watch the first ball. It's probably going to be a ball. And then swing on the second.
Solid.
So
solid
and he goes, unless you really think it's your pitch, then hit it. Pitch comes through. I'm watching. My baby's in the stands.
I'm so excited.
She's so excited. Our friend Sim's in the stands. Kevin's watching. Everyone here's like, this fucking girl's here. She's not going to be able to hit it. I go, this is going to be a ball. So I let it go. Ball.
So good.
So sick.
Good.
The ump goes, ball. And I'm like, I know. I knew it. But also Kevin knew it. And I just listened. Second pitch comes up. And I'm like, this is my ball. This is what Kevin was saying. This is my ball. I take it. This thing flies. And not up, but out.
Yeah.
But a little up and out.
She smashed it.
It was between up and out, to be fair.
Yeah.
I make sure it's recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so paranoid.
Okay. So it's a little up and out.
Yeah.
It flies. I run. People cheer.
Mm-hmm.
By people, I mean person and
Two.
Sim.
Me and Sim.
Two whole people. And
we cheered loud.
they drop. It gets to a guy, but he drops it like a...
Sim hexed him. She was like, I was like, don't you dare catch it. And she was like, drop it. You will drop it. And he dropped it.
She went like this.
And she was like, she like spoke in parcel tongue. A snake came out of nowhere.
Baseball tongue, softball tongue.
Yeah.
And yeah, so ball was dropped. I made it to
Beautiful.
first. Almost went to second, but the guy was like, don't. I ended up scoring us a run. I went all the way around town, all the little bases, touched them with my tootsies.
Gorgeous.
And now I'm obsessed with softball. Well, that's not true. I'm obsessed with the camaraderie of a rec team league.
Yes.
I've been.
You always have been. We've talked about it so many times already on here.
Yes.
This isn't anything new.
Yeah, but we did win the championship. I did get to hold and kiss the trophy.
It was a big ass trophy too. She got a little champion t-shirt that she immediately wore to bed that night.
Yeah. So I came home feeling great.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yeah. That was my big update.
And it was great.
I'm still reeling from it, to be fair. I did get asked to play again this week. But we're out in the desert, so I am not available.
You know what is going through my head every few seconds?
I don't. Can I try to guess?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it something from a show?
No,
I don't know then.
Slurping on Peppa Pig's Venus.
Okay.
Our friends are parents, and their little baby 6-year-old boy was in the car with his older brother, who's 9, and his older brother's friend. And out of nowhere, he said, slurping on Peppa Pig's penis. And it is replaying in my head over and over. And then they had to tell him that Peppa Pig does not have a penis because Peppa Pig is a girl.
That's what the brother
which
said.
was
the
so funny.
Like, no, it would be a vagina.
I
and
love that that's what his response was. Like, first of all, he should have laughed. I'm like kind of mad that he didn't give his little brother so much credit because that is so fucking funny. But I also love that he like corrected Peppa Pig's genitals. Like, what?
That's also so sweet. Like, to know that he was absolutely just trying to impress his brother and be like, dude, I know stuff. I know the word penis. I know like cool noises but people make.
Slurping is
so he
gross.
said slurping on Peppa Pig's penis.
Oh my god, it's disgusting and I can't stop. It's again and again and again and again. Like every 5 seconds it replays in my head. So anyways, if I ever zone out during this episode, just know that that's what's going on in my head.
You know what else has been going on in our head?
What?
Spooky dooky things.
Yeah.
Things of spooky nature. We
are going to do a traditional spooky sleepover tonight. You like that? Like it or not like it?
Slurp it or not slurp it?
Does it slurp or not? Is this slap?
I love
it's slurp.
You guys, before this episode, we like couldn't find a place to record in the house. My parents' house. This house
I feel loopy.
Is very minimal, which makes you think that it should. It's like minimal modern, makes you think that it should be really easy.
No, it's so open layout. There's so much in the background.
There's just so much going on. So Cam is getting all stressed because she's the one that has to pick where we record, which is because I don't know. And she's like, none of this is working. It's
all wrong.
It's all wrong. It's all wrong. And we had a moment of like, we shouldn't record right now. We both are in kind of a little grumpy.
I'm getting my period. We're not feeling it.
And then I don't know what happened. We sat out here.
It all came together.
It might be the 91 degree weather.
Yeah, or the fact that I've now had like a glass of wine. Didn't hurt.
Potentially both.
It didn't hurt.
So in true sleepover fashion,
We're getting spooky dooky, baby.
We're talking about shit that you might talk about at a sleepover that's a little like, what do you believe in?
Yeah. We're getting a little, as I like to call it, woohoo.
Okay, Cammie, this is so fucking pure. Lately, okay, you know the term woo-woo, where it's like, okay, somebody's like woo-woo. They're like into, I don't know, astrology and crystals and like shit like that. It doesn't mean that they're like weird. It just means, I don't know, woo-woo has become the word for that.
Yeah,
it's like
they're a little woo-woo.
They're a little woo-woo. But Cam messes it up every time she goes to say it. She says woo-hoo, and it changes, like my life flashes before my eyes. It changes everything. She's like, okay, so, okay, you know, da-da-da. She's a little woo-hoo. Dude, that is so fucking
and then
precious.
the second it comes out of my mouth, I'm like, I mean, you know what I mean, shit.
But she keeps doing it. It's so pure.
They're just a little woohoo.
So we're talking woohoo shit tonight, PP.
We're talking all the woohoos.
Why this conversation is top of mind for us?
Yes.
Are you okay? You're crying.
I can't stop laughing.
I love when people have watery eyes when they cry. It's so pure.
It's every time. It takes nothing. I chuckle. I'm like, haha, waterworks. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Maybe that's why I do that laugh that annoys you, because I don't want to cry.
It does not annoy me.
Whatever.
Don't be saying
Anyways,
that.
we started talking about spooky stuff because we are driving back from this little cutie patootie coffee shop.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you cannot see Cammie currently driving with her arms. She's going, ooh, 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 skirt, skirt, skirt. Oh, skirt.
We are driving past a cemetery, and
sad. We're too happy for the beginning of the story.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think cemeteries are sad.
I think they're sad.
It's beautiful that we have like burial rituals.
I'm not saying it's not beautiful. I'm saying sad.
We were driving past cemetery, and Taryn was like, isn't it crazy that like there's just a bunch of little ghosties in there? Is that what you said?
Something of that nature.
And I was like, they're not in there. And I think for a second you were like, do you not believe in ghosts? And I was like, why would they be at the cemetery? They have no allegiance to the cemetery. If I died right now and you buried me at a cemetery, I don't know that cemetery. Like, I think my spirit already left my body. I'm not there. So we went into a debate.
So this episode, we're going to bring up a couple things that are often highly debated. The spooky, the crawly, the interesting.
Round 1. Ghosts. Do they exist? And do they live at a cemetery?
Okay. Oh wait, I'm watching this lady golf right now. We're on a golf course and she's fucking slapping it.
Let's see what's gonna happen.
We should be a little quiet. Oh my God.
Was
a really bad.
That was horrendous. I thought for 1 second.
Oh no.
I thought it was gonna hit us.
Shame. She's practicing.
But then it did not even.
No, now she's doing her swing again. Oh my God. But her and her husband maybe are both wearing pink, which is
they look so cute, and it's so hot outside. Kudos to them.
What if they're ghosts?
Maybe. No, they don't look like ghosts. Anyways.
Okay. So
round 1, ghosts. Go.
Have you ever had a ghost encounter?
Nothing I can prove.
Okay. Well, who can prove? No one's ever been able to prove.
Kind of. But my aunt's house, my mom's sister's home, which, oh my gosh, my aunt is now passed away. I'm like, has she met the ghost who lived in her house for years? That didn't even occur to me.
That's juicy.
Whoa. Okay. Anyways, her house was so haunted and they didn't give a fuck. The ghost was fine. The first experience of it was my mom was babysitting her nephews, and the one kept coming downstairs and was like, Aunt Sandy, I can't sleep. The Colonel won't let me. And my mom was like, the fuck?
Ew.
The Colonel? And my mom's like starting to get a little spooked out throughout the night. He keeps saying this, but she's like, little kids are fucking crazy. They're so dumb. Like, what is he talking about? Then she fell asleep on the couch, and my mother claims that she woke up and she literally saw a figure that looked like a colonel, that she could only see it kind of like from like waist-ish up. And it looked fully like a human, but like not, she was like, it's not like what you typically see in horror movies, but like a little transparent, but not in a way you would think, like a little different. But it like just moved across the room.
Like at 80% opacity.
Yeah. She freaked the fuck out.
Oh my God.
Naturally. And then as soon as her sister came home, she like ran out of there, was like, what the fuck?
Jesus.
And then her sister was like laughing at her and she's like, oh my God, you met the Colonel. Like thought it was so funny that my mom was so scared. And then when they were selling the house, every time they were doing stuff to like do little updates, mow the lawn, paint, like the paint would get pushed over, the lawnmower would stop, and these ghosts did not want them to leave, I think because they liked that they respected them and everything was kosher and chill.
Yeah.
And they would laugh about it and be like, oh my God, come on, stop it. Nothing bad ever happened, but it was like very spirity there, I guess.
So babe, level with me and be honest.
Oh, and if you look it up, it's on like a list of haunted places in Pennsylvania.
That's scary.
Yeah, like it's like known.
But be honest with me. What do you think that is?
I think that ghosts are real, but I don't think everyone who dies are ghosts. I think it is classic, like you have unsolved things. I think maybe a lot of kids get confused. I think like, not that you have a decision, but I think like, I think your spirit can get a little stuck in this world. Like we are not attached.
You're talking spirit, like when someone dies, their spirit is somehow stuck.
Yeah, and I think typically it becomes completely detached from who we are because we don't have the brain anymore, and our brain is where we hold most of who we are. So I think this also kind of, not to go totally off, but it links back to like nature and nurture, where it's like there is part that I believe you just are who you are.
Yeah.
And then it's like brain and chemical and all these other things. But I think there's a spirit or whatever you want to call it in us that we don't understand, that we cannot, that's an energy.
Yeah.
You can't see it. You can't say like, this is where your energy and your soul is. It's
I agree.
It's just your energy. It's just who you are.
Yeah. But back to this house.
Oh, what?
What is happening in this house? You believe, like truly, deeply believe.
I mean, I don't know. I never experienced it. I didn't spend time there.
No, but I'm saying even hearing these stories, whatever, and people that you love and trust.
Yeah, I think
lived
it's
at this house. You're like, I think that there are spirits that are going around this house.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was maybe just one or maybe a couple.
Sanders.
I don't. Yeah, Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sandal.
Colonel Sandal. Yeah.
Kendall Jenner.
I just really do. And like,
that's awesome.
I just think they get attached to places or people or things or whatever it may be because they like weren't ready to go. And I think like their energy gets stuck there. It doesn't like go into something else.
Do you think that they're conscious? Like do you think that the Colonel is flying around this house being like, ooh, I'm going to scare Cam's aunt. Ooh, I'm going to push the paint can over. Not even in a way that's like, I'm going to torment them. But like, do you think he's actually controlling it?
Yeah, maybe. I think some yes, some no. I think a lot of them are unaware. Because also my brother and his wife have gone to a lot of like stuff in Gettysburg, like really haunted places in America.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I think is really fucking creepy is that anytime they come into what seems like contact with anything, they always ask it like, what happens when you die? Where are you? And they get mad every time.
Your brother and his wife always ask?
Yeah. They have like recordings and stuff. And it like, I don't know if those recordings work, if you believe in that. But I do think it's weird that it's always consistent where they're like, stop it. I can't answer that.
Why?
And I don't know. That's it. It really freaks me out that they're like, and that is like, you see it on a lot of like ghost story shows and stuff where it's like, you cannot ask ghosts what happens when you die. They like fucking freak out.
What?
I know.
Why would they be like that?
I don't know.
Can we ponder that for a second? Maybe when you die, some fucking crazy cool party excitement, all of your good parts of your life flash before your eyes, and you get to sit in front of a big TV and get to watch all the good stuff, and everyone you ever love is there and whatever. And so maybe they're mad because they don't want to ruin the surprise for you.
Maybe, but I feel like they wouldn't all, like some of them would be assholes and want to ruin it. I almost feel like it's more of like, you cannot fathom. It's not, I can't, I'm not allowed to tell you. It's, I can't, because you won't understand.
But why would they be mad?
I don't know. Maybe that's just how it seems. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Spooky.
So what do you think with ghosts, and why do you think that they're hanging out at cemeteries? It seems so boring to stay in a cemetery.
So no, I don't believe that. wholeheartedly.
Okay.
I do believe that. Do I believe in ghosts? Let me just be honest with myself here.
Yeah, think about it.
I believe that energy stays, and that if someone dies, when people say, "Oh, the butterfly flew by me," and if it was my mom, I know it was my mom. I'm like, I think I believe that.
Oh, really?
Like not that the butterfly was their mom, but that
It was a sign sent somehow
from the mom or something. That like,
yeah.
I believe that the dead can communicate with us.
Totally. Yeah, I agree.
Through many different things.
Yeah.
I don't know that I believe that it's like a haunted mansion. Like
I think it's so rare for it to be a haunted mansion kind of vibe.
Well, not literally haunted mansion, but the shape of the haunted mansion ghost, where it's like you see their face and it's like the person, but they're just like see through.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that that's the case. I think that your energy still exists somewhere. Yeah. So why I even said the cemetery thing at all was that I feel like when you die, the only thing that you would be doing on earth is connecting with your loved ones. What else would you be doing down here? Like there's nothing else you can truly experience other than I guess like you could travel and stuff.
Yeah, but you're assuming that it's like so aware.
Right.
You know.
I am assuming it's aware. Mm-hmm. I do think it would be aware. If ghosts exist, I think they're aware.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's like coral reef energy like we were talking about last time about something else. Like I don't think it's like a plant or something that is like alive but they don't know that they're alive. Like I think if ghosts
we were talking about that in the scheme of aliens last time.
Right. But I don't think if ghosts exist that they are just like mindless. So the reason that I think that they would go to cemeteries or that would be their home base is because your loved ones that are still on earth are trying to connect with you. And so they go to these places to connect with you if you're buried at a cemetery or whatever.
Why wouldn't you just go to your loved one's house if you wanted to be close to them? They come to the cemetery once a year.
Because if you die, well, not
why wouldn't
you,
I just come to our house? Why wouldn't I go there knowing you, Frank Riggs, are going to be there 99% of the time?
You can come over. Sorry, but like...
Thank you.
No, if you die, you can still come over. Like door open policy, always you can come over.
Cool. Thanks.
However,
until you find a new
how
bitch.
Sweet will it be if you do get buried, which you don't want to be buried, but if you did get buried,
cremation only.
If I go to you,
yeah,
and I'm sitting there, and I have my little notebook of notes and things I want to.
I'll come if you go, but I'm not staying. That's not my home base.
That's what I'm saying. So I do believe it is our home base because I don't think that you exist as a ghost to watch your previous life continue or whatever. Like
no, I don't think so either.
I don't think you're there all the time, so I don't think you would know when to come down to the house or whatever. Yeah. So I think you would know when I was going to your cemetery, to your spot in the little lot.
Like, gotta go.
And you'd be like, oh, she's gonna come talk to me. This is like our time. Because I think I'd be sad if like I died and you moved on. Obviously I'd be happy that you moved on, but I don't want to be like at the dinner table with you and your new wife and your kids and stuff like that. Like I want to be like at the cemetery when you come to talk to me every 10 years and be like, hey, here's what's going on in my life. Like
that's cute.
Here's what's changed. Yeah. You know? So that made me kind of feel emotional a little bit.
Yeah, don't think about that. That's crazy.
But yeah,
never
so
happening.
I do think that might be their home base. I also think it's important to say that I feel as if aliens are, or not aliens, as if ghosts are like what they look like is like energy. They look like a little orby.
Yeah, I think so too,
energy.
generally speaking.
Yeah.
I think there's different levels of it. But also it's like scientifically, energy that exists will always exist.
Right.
And you can't like start or stop energy. Like that's the whole thing about energy. So if we are energy, which I believe we are, how would we just stop? Just because our body dies, that energy has to go somewhere. So but it probably typically disperses. I believe. Like I I think as long as everything's okay and there's not like some mass trauma with it or like whatever, I think there can be confusion. I think the energy disperses and we become part of everything, because I think we already are part of everything, which is a whole.
So then why would someone who is a ghost, what decides if you're a ghost or you reincarnate into something else?
I think it just is like what wavelength your energy is on. I think everything operates in a way.
What does that mean? What wavelength your energy is on? Talk about woohoo. Honey.
I think probably. And all of these opinions that I have are based in literally nothing.
I love that it feels like you're like a professional ghost woman and like I'm asking you questions and you're like, well, I think that scientifically like
no, I'm using science to back my opinions, I think. But
to be clear, I am using no science.
I'm generally using nothing, but when I am using something, I am using science. So I think I think light rays are a great example. You can see certain light rays. Stay with me. And you can't see others. It doesn't mean that the others that you can't see don't affect you and you can't feel them, but you can't see them. Like X-rays you're not seeing, but we've learned to utilize that. Like I think they're different wavelengths.
Okay.
So I think when someone passes, if it is good and complete and normal, they probably just pass and their energy just is on a certain wavelength and it just goes and flows into other things. And I think other times it gets stuck.
If they're on that wavelength, you wouldn't get to go to back to Earth and check in on your loved ones and whatever.
Yeah, maybe it's not that you're not checking in, but I think you kind of just become part of everything. Like you are in a sense, but not really. Like I just think it's like typically you die and you actually die and you're not around, you're not hanging out because you're just you're going back into the world, into something else. Do you think your energy's moving forward?
When you do this, you go back into, and I'm doing a hand motion of like,
floaty.
Kind of flinging my hand up into the sky. You did that. Do you believe that there is a place, a physical...
I think this is the place. I think everything, it's all it.
So, but you don't. But where are all the souls that are deciding if they want to come back or not, or if their lives are complete?
I don't think it's like, what was that movie? The Pixar thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like. I don't think there's a place. I don't think you decide. I don't think it's anyone's decision. I think it's like maybe you have to like make peace with things so that you can be on that wavelength to like go into other things. I think they like go into the air, become part of the ground, become a tree, maybe go into making another soul, like, or not another soul, another body, like maybe, I don't know. But I just think it like all of our energies kind of flow together. I think your and my energy are flowing together. This chair's energy is flowing together. Like, I don't think a human died and was reincarnated into this fucking chair. This chair is made out of a bunch of different things. But it's all connected. I just think everything's connected. We are one big energy and they're all dispersed. And they all go everywhere. I don't know, man.
I'm going to be honest, babe. I'm trying so hard to stay on your wavelength and really get it.
Maybe you're not on my wavelength.
I don't think I am, but I'm really trying.
I just think it's incredibly impossible to articulate these things because we don't know any of this. Well, I just don't think we have the knowledge, experience. Our brains are not capable of comprehending this stuff with any of it.
But do you think if I died, I could haunt you?
Depends how you die. Depends where you are.
I think
I think our energies can latch on to things. Like, yeah, I do think if it was like a really traumatic thing, I think your energy could latch on to certain things. That's why a lot of times is any type of like ghost experience, it's like an object or something. I think your energy could then like go into that object kind of thing. Not like this book is now haunted by Taryn's ghost. It's just that your energy flows in and out of that maybe a bit more than being dispersed or going and being reincarnated or whatever. I think like energies can get stuck and attached to things. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Do you think there is a heaven? Because you spent a lot of your life believing that heaven exists. Do you still believe that?
I don't know.
Taryn's brain is breaking right now.
My brain is breaking.
But that's the thing. No one knows any of these things.
Of course nobody knows, but
you don't know.
But voicing it is tough. Like,
yeah.
Like, especially if you're religious, you used to be religious, whatever. The worst thing you can do is like denounce a belief or like, kind of like voicing an anti-belief is like intense.
But no one ever in the history of ever knew whether heaven does or doesn't exist. So I don't think you're going against anything technically.
No, it doesn't matter. I know that. It's just, it is what it's built in. It's like a
wrong.
Deep eternal fear of like,
you won't, if it does exist, you're not going to go if you say no.
Yes. My belief now of an afterlife is that I think reincarnation is probably more likely. I think it's reincarnation. I think that maybe you have a period of time after you die and you get to like bop around and close some things and kind of like experience parts of life until it's not healthy for you to be there anymore, until it's not healthy for the people that are mourning anymore and whatever. Maybe you get to watch your funeral, stuff like that.
Wait, if until it's not healthy, who's making that decision?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't like the person that's alive wouldn't know. So I think it would be for my personal growth. Like, is it useful for me to be like watching life continue and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So I think that I probably would float around for a minute and then I would go to a place. I believe that there is some sort of place, like an office building moment.
Yeah.
Where you
got to go to work, office building?
No, but like there's a place for us.
Yeah.
I think I believe that.
Like one singular place where all of this energy or whatever you want to call it, spirit goes.
Yeah, because I think you could connect with other spirits and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you would figure out like your next assignment.
Cute.
And go.
That's really sweet.
I think I believe that.
I like that.
Because we've all, I mean, I'll speak for myself, but like I feel like I've had moments where I've been like, I deeply remember this. And I don't know how I remember this, but I know that I've experienced this thing.
Like deja vu vibes?
Maybe deja vu, but like...
Is that what you mean? Like you're experiencing something and you're like, I know I have?
Yeah, like deja vu, but instead of deja vu, it's like thinking that it came from a different lifetime. Like,
I don't think I already experienced this in this lifetime.
Or you see somebody at a grocery store or something and you're like, I know you.
Yeah.
We've never met and I deeply know you. You maybe don't look the same or you don't whatever, but like your energy is so specific to me.
Yeah.
That
they've connected before.
Yes. We have connected.
With that being said, what are your thoughts on the stories of like young kids depicting such specific things about that they claim they don't articulate it like this, which is why I believe it more, but like there will be a little kid who will be like, I remember being a general in this war and going to such details. And I've seen videos of it where they've like been able to prove the details are correct. And sometimes the kid will recount being a bad person. Like they'll be a Nazi or something. Like, I don't think any parent wants to fake that and claim their kid was a bad person in their past life. Like, they're not claiming that they're a king or a prince. Like,
and it's stuff that the kid could not have learned.
They like talk
in their
too
life.
Mature. Like, you're like, you shouldn't be able to comprehend these words or what you're saying. You don't know this stuff, so you can't make it up. And then I guess the parents could. But do you believe those stories? Like that they're able to, because they're so new in this life, they're able to recount old ones better?
I do. I think that stuff is so inexplainable.
Yeah.
Stuff like that I find to be so, your brain can't even wrap your head around it. Like if I was 5, I didn't have the words to say that I was a general in the Civil War and
the terms for like the peplum, whatever, like the little
like
badges,
the little outfits and shit. I'm like, I was saying slur Peppa Pig's penis. Like I didn't know what
exactly.
So stuff like that is what makes me go like something else is up.
It's so crazy.
And I
Has to be.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's so bizarre. I'm like, that is what really gets me on the train of like, something happens. When we pass away, it's not the end of this rodeo. Maybe this rodeo, but we hop back on that horse.
There's also like a belief that like heaven and hell it was never meant to be a place after you die, but it was meant to say that like it was meant to like be what is the word I'm looking for? Be a metaphor for like life on earth, that like heaven and hell exists already. Like everyone can have heaven and hell right now based on what you believe and how you act and all of those things. Yeah. So in that way, I can understand that. Like, I think mindset can be heaven or hell.
Yeah.
But it's real, like, Bible hell is, like, bad. Bible hell's, like, not like, oh, my God, I shouldn't have done that for, like, eternity. Bible hell's, like, you're burned alive vibes.
My only knowledge of hell, which I think is accurate religiously, is Dante's Inferno that I had to read in college.
I don't think I read that.
Oh. Like, tells you all the little, like, tiers and where everybody is and how they're sorted. And
yeah. So cute.
Some levels seem like...
The sorting hat tells you where to go in hell.
Purgatory!
But yeah, so I find that to be dark. Yeah, I know that you don't believe heaven and hell.
No.
Yeah.
But I also don't believe anyone is purely good or purely evil, but that's a whole other thing we're not getting into today.
Do you believe you and I can find each other in the afterlife? If we were to get in a car accident and die both on the same day, do you think we could connect again?
Yes. I think there are certain people's energies that are bound in a sense, and maybe we were one energy at one point and we were split.
Oh my God.
And that's why we come back. Well, so Taryn and I talked to this woman, Donna. Taryn's mom started it. Well, I think this is important.
Okay, I think we maybe just like skip aliens for this episode and just stay on this train.
I think we have to, because I was gonna just shift gears to aliens.
No,
we were way more.
Go to Donna.
We really like ran through stuff more last time, but now I think because we've talked about it, my like gears are going.
And so
cue Donna. Donna is this incredible woman. She lived in San Diego. She moved now, and basically,
well, actually, can I give the background on this? Because
please,
it's like my family's like
absolutely.
Lady.
I just was thinking I don't actually know.
So all growing up, my mom and my aunt would have calls with the guides. I'm doing air quotes. The guides. And it was this guy named Ron Scholastico that in my head looked like Santa, and I don't know if I'm doing that or if I saw a picture of him because he's dead now. Dead feels intense. I didn't mean to say it like that. He's gone.
I wonder if he's a guide now. Anyways, continue.
Probably.
He should be.
But you would call these people. You would call Ron, and Ron would tap in to your guides, which was like your spiritual counsel, basically. And you could ask questions about your life.
Like the elders that are like the board of your business.
Yes. And like you could ask questions about your life and they would answer. And it wasn't, I understand that probably sounds like it's slimy, but it just isn't. It wasn't. But I didn't know much about it growing up until my older brother started going. And then my mom would be like, oh yeah, you know, your brother's seeing the guides now. And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. And I probably thought that was like some crazy woohoo shit because I was Christian and I was like, you're talking to the devil. But over time, yeah, my mom and my aunt and my brother are people that I look up to so deeply that I'm like, okay, I'm going to dip my toe in these waters. That kind of sounds fun. So Ron dies. And Ron...
Did you ever talk to Ron?
Never talked to Ron.
Oh, bummer.
I don't even know if... I think maybe Jason had one call with Ron before he died. But my mom and my aunt talked to Ron for a really long time.
Yeah.
Donna is next of kin. Not actually family, but like next in line.
Yeah, like his apprentice.
Yeah. And so Donna has trained under him to be able to connect to the guides.
Yeah.
And so now we talk to Donna.
Which I think we all could do this if we honed our skill, but continue.
So Donna, this is like so intimate.
So woohoo.
It's so woohoo. So you call Donna, perfectly normal lady, how are you? Your wedding pictures were beautiful.
She's so fucking cute.
Da-da-da.
She's like an adorable woman.
Gorgeous lady. Perfect. And then goes, all right, well, you know, especially if you're on Zoom with her, this is a bizarre experience, but she's like, so just give me 1 second. I'm going to tap into it and remember that when I say, do you understand? That is the guide speaking through me, and that is your turn to talk. You want to take it from here?
Yeah. The first time I did it, I sobbed without realizing I was sobbing, which is really weird. I was like, just like, it was just like like a really intense feeling. It is a very bizarre experience when she starts to do it, because she's like moaning and like making all these insane noises, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like, especially if you have never done it, or if you're not into that kind of thing, it's very jarring. I mean, I am into that kind of thing, but like, I'd never done it, so I was like, this is so weird. And I wasn't watching her, it was just on the phone,
but she goes like this.
Yeah, it's so bizarre, but she she does this thing where she taps into it, and then she has worked out her process where you can either get an intro where it's kind of like
an opening.
An opening where the guides kind of just share their thoughts, and they'll just kind of like things that they want to share with you. So it's like highly recommended that you do that if you do.
And you don't fill out a form before you go to this.
I didn't tell her anything going in. I mean, I think she knew that, well, I think your mom made my appointment, so I think she knew that I somehow, I don't know. She didn't know anything about me, and I'm not here to like prove that she's real. I'm just going to share my experience with it. But like, I don't know. My only dilemma of is this real or not is, are you tapping into other spirits who like have some kind of knowledge that I don't, or are you finding a way to kind of like tap into me, which I think could also be very accurate and also very helpful. But I asked some very specific things about what was going on in my life and what I needed to do, and it was just so dead on. It was so helpful. It ended up being so accurate. And they're also really good with like free will of like, they will draw the line, and it's not like, we don't know, continue where it sounds fake. It's like,
yeah,
that's kind of on you, and we're not going to guide you in that area. Like, they do put their foot down. Or if it's like, we have known people to do it where if it's a health thing that they're really worried about, they will be pushy.
It's honestly sick. So my mom goes to them for a lot of health stuff, and so does my aunt. Like, over time, as they're getting older, they'll ask, and my mom will be like, should I go to this surgeon or this surgeon? And they will say, this surgeon, 1,000%. Should I choose this lawyer or this lawyer? And they will say, this lawyer will give you.
I did the lawyer thing.
Yeah.
And it was so accurate. I was talking to this one lawyer who was really good, highly recommended, but just not very responsive, and that was stressing me out. I like people to be like kind of on top of their shit.
Yeah.
And I asked the guys, I was like, do I go with this person? I really want to get this taken care of. I want it done quickly. And they basically were like, the lawyer's great, they will get the job done. You're going to be incredibly frustrated with them the entire process. It's going to drag out. You'll get the results you want in the end, so it's totally okay. But, and I didn't say to, no one knew that I like am like a get shit done kind of person. They were like, you get really frustrated when people are not responsive and on top of stuff. And it was like a holiday weekend, so they, obviously she wasn't very responsive. They were like, take that as a note. This is not just about this time frame. It will continue. Yeah. But if you keep looking out, the third person you find or something is going to be perfect for you. And they were. I went, and I like, when I was in the meeting with my lawyer that I found, I was like, this is so serendipitous. Like, you're perfect. She got it done. She was amazing.
Yeah.
I felt so comfortable and safe with her. Like, it was just weird. But like, who cares if somebody's not responsive? And they knew that. Like, and I hadn't told anyone but Taryn that I was irritated with the emails that she wasn't responding quick enough.
And I'm not like emailing Donna
hey,
to tell
Donna,
the guides.
mention this.
But so the basically what it is that there are, what Donna explains it as, is that there are basically spiritual guides in your life that have lived tons of lifetimes on Earth, reincarnated into tons of different things. They have tons of experience, and now they live in the ether or whatever, and they are specifically assigned to you because they know you, they are good for you, they are whatever. And when you ask them things, they are like, they get in a huddle basically and they answer. And so what is so
cool.
wild about it though is that they talk in this like, not old English, but like they don't know.
And not broken English. I don't know how to explain it.
The
It's
way
like-
that my aunt has explained it is like, imagine your ancestor from 300 years ago comes to visit. They're saying things differently than how you would say them. And
Yeah, they're
so
like the
technology.
no. I'm talking like when they're like the
person
the
of
whatever
you.
one. They'll be like,
Yeah.
look towards the motherly one. Or
Yes.
what, like it's like so bizarre the way
Yeah.
they say it. I can't think of what I'm trying to say.
I mean, it's basically that, but it's like they kind of just say things in like almost this little riddle.
Yeah.
And then you sit back. It's not riddle enough to where you sit back and have to interpret it. And then
or that you could be like, yeah, I can make this whatever. It's not like a horoscope.
it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's so specific. Like I
Yeah.
had a call with the guides the other day and I asked like, of course I asked this, is there anything in my body I should be aware of? Anything I should be paying extra attention to? One, they always tell me to cut caffeine. They say that is the worst thing for me. I haven't done it, but they're very specific about me cutting caffeine. Two, they always tell me that I'm more dehydrated than the average person, no matter how much water. I mean, not
Probably why you
no
have to
matter.
cut caffeine.
Yes, which is not no matter how much water I have, but like
You
my
need
starting
more.
point. I need more water than everyone else, which my doctors have told me since I was a kid. They always say, you're tall, you need way more water,
Yeah.
you are
Step it.
active, all the shit. So what was the first one? Caffeine, water. And then the third, this last time, they told me that I need to pay attention to my feet. They said if I
didn't know that.
don't take good care of my feet as I get older, they'll become a large problem for me.
Ooh.
And so
Interesting.
that's why like when I started running, I was like, I have to go to the running store,
shoes
get the
ever.
right
Yeah.
shoe. Like I'm going to get the insoles and the
Yeah.
whole thing, because I've seen so many people have dumb problems with their feet that like it fucks with them forever. So
Yeah. Crazy.
drama, but that's the shit I believe in now.
Yeah. Same.
And I think it's been my mom's dream that I believed in that, but she's never once pushed it on me. She always said, I will buy you an
can't push
appointment
yeah.
with the guides when you want it.
Yeah.
But it's no big deal. If you don't, totally fine. And then the first one that I did, I was like, oh, this
That
is
was helpful.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. But talking about reincarnation, when one of the first times I talked to the guides, they had told, or I forget if it was me or you talking to them or both of us, they said that Taryn and I have spent many lives together. And
it was when we were deciding to date or not.
Yeah, we were like, do we ruin the friendship and date? They basically were like, you have been everything to each other. You have been friends, enemies, siblings, like you've been together, whatever. And this is one of the first lives you get to just pick. It doesn't matter what you choose. It's going to be fine. Like
It'll be good no
it's
matter
okay. It's okay. If you choose to be friends, that's all right. You're both going to be okay. But if you choose to be together, it's going to be really wonderful.
So we said to get a
So we said, okay. Okay, that got very woohoo. I'm gonna jump into the listener queue. But before I do, I want to share a memory I just had about my mom one time going to a psychic of some sort.
Oh.
And it was, I think recently after I had come out to my mom, and this psychic told my mom that I was into women. However, I would inevitably end up with a man.
Oh my God.
And my mom shared this with me. And my mom's great. Like, she's amazing. She's super supportive. But early on, I think it was a little harder. And she shared this with me, which I was very pissed off that she even like told me this.
Yeah, it's kind of intense.
And I literally looked at her and I said, Mom, I promise you one thing. Even if I ever fall in love with a man, I will never be with him just to spite you.
Because in that moment, you were so mad she said that.
Yeah, because I was like, that makes me feel like you are trying to negate me being
yeah.
queer. And you're trying to push that.
Oh,
like,
hon.
even if you're gay, sure, even a psychic thinks that you're gay, there is going to be a man out there who's an exception for you. And I was like,
He would be like,
this Pittsburgh second-rate psychic who probably like has a Ouija board. No.
she's a woohoo board.
Her whole tagline was, let's get woohoo.
Honey, let's leave a Yelp review and be like, said I'd end up with a man.
Well, look at me.
Look at me
bitch.
now.
She'll be like, there's still time. And
I
like
know.
comes and destroys our marriage or something. I don't know. I was so mad about it. I was
God.
so angry. I was like, literally, I'm going to spite you forever. And then I saw a TikTok the other day that was like this bisexual girl. And she's like, I don't care if I find the most perfect man. I will never date him because my mom would like it too much. And I was like, yep. But I'm not even bi.
Do you feel like you're not with a man because of out of spite then?
Yeah, for sure. There's been a few.
I always say Cam would marry an athlete. 100%. Would be well, sorry.
Yeah, there's so many women athletes.
No, let me back
Oh
this
my
up.
God, Taryn doesn't support women's sports.
That's no. Okay.
She can't play baseball anymore.
No, literally.
I knew
have
you went on a
sweater
men's
that
team.
says just women's sports.
Mm-hmm. Ironically.
I have like 5. However, what I was going to say is that I do think that you would be a great
WAG.
yes.
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
What's WAG?
Wives and girlfriends of athletes.
Yeah, you'd be amazing. Be really careful with this. Oh, I clicked a button. Boy, oh boy. I unclicked it, so hopefully it's fine.
I hope so. If you can't hear me, sorry.
Hit
Okay. This story is great. I'm so glad Taryn completely forgot it because it's really funny and really awesome and really cute and really cool.
If you're new to the podcast, as this is a sleepover, accept listener gossip stories.
Advice, question.
Advice, questions, a little hot goss, whatever it would be. Basically what you would do at the end of the night when you sit in bed in your little sleeping slumber bag and you go,
You're
slumber
feeling
bag.
really cozy with your friends.
You guys, I have something to tell you. And then you tell them a story. Or you go, what do you guys think about Bobby? Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what this is. You can submit these things to us at stayinguppod@gmail.com. We will keep it anonymous if you want to be anonymous. I think everyone so far has asked to be anonymous, so no shame in
Change
that.
the names for us, though, because we read these live. And then if we say it out loud, we have to edit. It's such a pain. Help us this out.
Hit me, honey.
Okay, little peepees.
Who's joining us for this?
I
pod?
can't say her name. So her name is Stacy, and she's a very hot mom.
Peepees, welcome, Stacy. She's a mom?
No, I said she has a very hot mom. Stacy's mom has got it going.
I love that. Okay, Stacy.
No, Stacy is in college. She's not a mom. I mean, not that you can't be in college and be a mom, but she is a baby.
Okay.
Hey, babies.
Oh.
How are you? She didn't say peepees because this is back in January. I went deep for this one. How are you? First of all, I would like to say that I've been loving the podcast. You two feel like my 2 gay aunts I knew I needed, but I never had. Since this is a sleepover, I figured I could ask you some advice. This story will be a little TMI. It's the only kind of stories we
No
like
such
here, Stacy.
thing.
So I apologize in advance. But I mean, what are sleepovers for? I'm in my 3rd year of college, but this semester I had to retake a few second-year classes. One of the first days of the semester, I'm sitting next to some friends, and this girl comes in. Let's call her Anna.
Hot.
I see
Stacy
her.
and Anna. Okay.
I see her, and I'm like, wow, this is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen.
I love that feeling.
I turn to my friend, and he says, go talk to her. I say, I would rather die. A month passes by, and I keep noticing her, and I tell my other friends that I have a campus crush. That's what we dubbed it.
A CC.
A CC for the PP. One of my friends, let's call him Thomas, who's dating my roommate, tells me to show him her Instagram. I do. He grabs my phone, and he starts following her. I die. Literally.
Terrible.
I had never spoken one word to Anna at this point, and obviously I exaggerate this so much in my head.
Wait, she literally died, so that means she's going to haunt Anna for the rest of the story?
Yeah. She's okay. So now Stacy's a ghost. Moving forward. That week, I go on a weekend trip with my high school friends, and the topic of crushes comes up.
Classic.
Again, I tell them about Anna. Big mistake. One of my best friends asked me to show him her Instagram. He grabs my phone and starts liking pictures.
Okay, what the fuck kind of animal friends do you
I know
have?
your friends are kooky.
They're crazy.
They are so woohoo. At this point, I think whatever minimal chance I had is gone now. Like, it's done. Next week, I avoid her as much as possible because I'm thinking she thinks I'm like the weirdest person on earth. But on Friday, she's sitting beside me, and she's talking to her friend about something. She said something to him, and I don't know what came over me, but I just turned around and jumped in. Oh, behind her. Sorry. Behind, not beside. I know. I was like,
that
damn,
was so
she loves you.
Elizabethan era.
We started talking, but I felt my face turning red, so I turned back around. The next week, I'm sitting in class, and me and my friends weren't paying attention. At some point, I kind of want to start paying attention, so I ask Anna what page we're on, and we start talking. I turn red again, but I just ignore it.
Shame.
Proud of you. Proud of you for ignoring it as a fellow turning red girly. But I just ignore it, and she tells me she needs some help with one of her classes. Classic rom-com vibe.
Literal hot.
Yeah. I tell her I would love to help her.
Yeah,
so she hands me her phone to add me on Instagram. In my head, I think, okay, maybe she didn't notice the whole liking and following.
Oh, fuck. She's already following.
Yeah. We start texting.
Oh, well, she didn't notice then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or liked it. You know?
Or new. Yeah.
Yeah, or like knew and was like, let's get this ball rolling. We start texting a lot, and a few days later, she comes over. We end up talking for like 4 hours, and when she leaves, she asks if I want to come to this party with her the next day.
Oh
I say
God.
sure, and I ask if I can bring some friends with me. So I bring Thomas and another person, and she brings a friend as well.
Wait, can we just pause? This is going swimmingly.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any problems yet.
Wait, yeah, what the fuck? This is...
So we're dancing, as you do.
What?
Yeah, better and better.
As you do. Not everyone dances at parties. This is sexy.
And she kept like holding my hand and hugging me and
Oh
stuff.
my God.
I also think these people are from France or like living in France or somewhere near Paris, which you'll hear in a little bit.
That makes
so
sense.
I'm like even like hotter. I'm like, we're in Europe.
And
we're
it's also
holding hands.
maybe that's more normal that you would like go to a party and dance and hold hands and it not be a thing.
I don't know.
Well, people are maybe touchier in Europe in my head. I don't know if that's true, but
I don't know. I mean, you watch that French reality dating show and they were less touchy. But okay.
Yeah.
She kept holding my hand and hugging me and stuff. At one point, we're like in the middle of the crowd and I look at her and was like, you know, the moment before you kiss someone.
yes, I do.
It felt like that. So I think this is my moment.
Do
but when
it.
I wanted to make my move, I started feeling all of my organs turn and just couldn't. So I chickened out. On our way home, Thomas told me, what the fuck? Why didn't you kiss her? And I realized I should have, and I felt kind of sad about it. But the thing is, I don't know if she's even queer. I have no doubts, but I'll keep going.
Honestly, could not be clearer. However.
After this night, we started hanging out like at least twice a week.
What the fuck?
We cook together. I bring her to parties.
Honey,
and
I don't...
Wait. And we watch movies in bed.
I don't see anyone twice a week besides my gay wife.
So she's gay.
She's gay.
But they're in college. And people are more readily available at
That's
this
true.
age.
You don't
I just
have
hang
a
out with
lot.
my friends daily, multiple times a day.
Fair. Okay.
But they are watching
watching-
movies in bed.
In bed. I'm also curious about the climate. If it's hot and you guys are watching movies in bed.
Okay.
I'm
my
spooked.
computer's dying. We got to keep this going.
Oh, go hurry.
Okay. Where am I? Okay. Every time we leave a party, I get texts from my friends that say, yeah, go for it. It's impossible that she's not queer. She wants you to kiss her. Thomas said that there were a few times where I gave her a kiss on the cheek when I thought she wanted me to kiss her, when he thought she wanted me to kiss her. And every time I bring her home, I chicken out and don't kiss her. Fast forward a month, we're in class. She asks what I'm doing after our exams, and she asks to go on a city trip to Paris. I say, sure. But in my head, I'm like, I've only known this girl for a month. Is this a good idea? So I start to kind of panic and decide to ask some other friends to come along with us. The last few weeks of the semester, we keep texting. She keeps coming over, and we have become super close. Yeah, super close.
Seriously.
I still don't know if she's queer. We do. She is.
She's queer.
Now I'm home studying for my exams. We still text a lot, and she tells me she misses me and tells me to come cuddle. Damn, I'm cringing so hard writing this. I've shown some of the messages to my friends, and they also agree that it seems like there could be more. But I'm getting kind of annoyed that there is like no real confirmation. My friends say I need to try and kiss her in Paris, but if that doesn't go the way I hope, it's going to be awkward. Also, she has become a really good friend, and I don't want to fuck that up. Because we do vibe a lot. Maybe important to know that almost all my friends are straight and the majority are guys. So I feel like they maybe don't really understand the struggle. The story makes me seem like I have no game at all, but the thing is, I've never been in this situation. I know you'll probably say that I just have to ask if she's queer, but I don't know how to have that conversation. Any advice? Have a great day. What advice do you have for Miss Stacy Pants?
Stacy Pants.
Triple P.
I am 89% sure that this person's queer.
And the other 11%, is that the right number? 11?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that they like you and just didn't realize that they like girls. They like you.
I'd say the other 8% is that. And then whatever
3?
is left over is that they're clueless. We don't know this person.
Why are they wanting to cuddle in bed?
Some people are weird. But 3%, 3 out of 100 is so little. I would bet so much money that this person likes you. They might not know how to say it. They know that you're queer and they're just like, please help me figure it out. Like, I don't know how to.
So what do you think she should do?
I'm thinking that Stacy Pants should take off Stacy's pants and
No, that's her own pants. Oh, take off.
I do mean that.
Oh, okay.
Head to Anna's pants. I'm just kidding. I do think that Stacy should say, not even say anything. I think the next time you guys are having your weird little close dance moment, I don't mean weird as in weird. I mean weird as in, whoa, this is wild.
This? Yeah.
I think you kiss her. I think when your faces got close and if you have another moment of like, holy fuck, I'm getting kissy energy, I think you do it. I think it's as simple as that.
And I think that's an easy cop out. Like if you're dancing, you're hugging, you're like cheek to cheek and you go and kiss her and God forbid, which again, I do not see happening. She pulls away and is like, what are you doing? What? Oh my God. Then you're like, oh, well, sorry, whatever.
They're in France, so she'd be like, Mouche Cammie, mouche.
That was a terrible French accent, but we're going to roll with it. I just think you're like, I don't know. I thought you wanted that. Whatever, like, just kidding. Let's keep dancing. Who cares? I also don't think you should worry about like ruining the friendship. You like this girl.
Yeah.
Do you really want her to be your friend? It sounds like you have enough friends. You don't need another friend.
Yeah, we got Thomas.
And we got the other guy.
There was some other guy.
Liked all her pictures. Also, your boyfriends in your life are fucking rogue.
We need a lecture moment with the boys.
You need to tell them that that's not cool. They can't be like following and liking and interfering where you are not down with yet.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, sis. Look, you're in college. The likelihood that this is your person forever is actually a little bit low.
Fair.
But the likelihood that this person is a stepping stone to your forever person is high.
Or just a person.
Yes. But what that means is if these boys, Thomas and unnamed man, are here for the long haul, they need to be told how to act. They're not.
Get your friends in check.
Get your friends in check. I'm most worried about your friends.
Anna is sending you more like all the vibes. Like she has thrown down all the vibes. Talking to you, asking for help in class, blah blah blah.
Cuddle.
Come
over
to this
and cuddle.
She didn't say come to this party with me and my friend. She said come to this party, and then you were like, I'm bringing friends, and then she brought friends. Come to Paris, and you were like, can I bring friends? And she brought friends. Like she's kind of making the moves here that if you interpret it wrong, it's good for her to know that she is putting out major feels.
Yes.
Like she kind of needs that wake up call.
I
don't think you have to say, hey, are you queer? Because the answer is irrelevant because she might not know. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what anyone identifies as. The question is, are you into me? And Anna's into you.
And if Anna knows that you're queer, I don't know how outwardly queer you are, but let's say people know you're queer and Anna's still doing this, that means something.
Yeah, it's like...
That means something. You
might be a little less like cautious about cuddling your besties if you know that they're straight, but if you know someone's gay, you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna put down like weird vibes, just like you would like if I had a gay boy bestie, I would like cuddle them and whatever, but I'm not gonna go cuddle a straight bestie boy.
My final point here is I've never texted a friend that I don't want to kiss and said, can you come over and cuddle?
Never.
I would never do that. I
know some girl. Yeah, that's the thing. I think growing up
some
queer, we are scared to be affectionate with our female friends.
Yeah, because we don't
want to put out the. Are you looking at me because I said female?
No,
I thought you were.
I'm just looking at you because you're talking.
No, well, you went.
No.
Yeah, we're like. I've always been timid about like being affectionate with my friends.
You don't want to come off as like creepy.
Yeah, it's like we have this ingrained in us that like we are. What is the word I'm looking for? I almost want to say pedophile and it was wrong. We are
not like sexual attracted.
No, like we we're being creepy. We have been told this as queer people so many times that like we are what is
dangerous?
No. I don't know. Anyways, it's like we have this fear of making somebody feel uncomfortable around us. So I think like some girls are very touchy with their friends. But regardless, it's okay. These are clear mixed signals that anyone could think that open communication is the best. I also think like you don't have to flat out be like, are you queer? I think you could be like, hey, I really enjoy our friendship. I'm having so much fun with you. I also feel like there's kind of like an added vibe here.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm misreading the situation and like totally don't want to make you uncomfortable, but I also don't want to be ignoring your signs. And as a queer woman, I have to be careful I don't read my female friends' vibes off. Like just be
Stop saying female, honey.
just be so transparent and just be like, am I reading into this or is there maybe a little vibe here? Because there's been times where I'm kind of wanting to kiss you and I haven't, and I don't want you to think I don't want to, but also totally cool if you don't want to. Happy to be friends. Just like, I think that confidence would, like, if a friend said that to me who I wasn't into.
Yeah.
I mean, well, being married now, it would be so fucking weird and offensive. But like, if I was single and hanging out with somebody who I wasn't into and they got mixed signals, if they were just like, is there a vibe here? I would never be like, oh my God, no, ew, we can't be friends now. So if she is like that, you don't want her as a friend. Case closed.
Beautiful.
Mic drop. But this was an email from January. So please, Stacy, aka your real name, message us. Let us know.
Listen, if y'all have come to a previous sleepover and if you've listened to an episode or have written in and we've read your story, that means you've come to you've been to a sleepover with us. We beg of you to hit us back with the goss.
Please keep us updated.
Please let us know what's going down.
I don't think we've been updated on any of them.
Not a single one.
That
honestly,
hurts
it's
me.
rude.
We'd also love to share updates with the audience. What?
Sorry.
Riggy's like attacking
going to town at her asshole, which is also becoming a theme on this podcast.
But she was biting a bug.
Oh, it was just by her butt
Riggy.
then. Hey, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for staying up with us.
You're
Fun
our
episode.
Favorite pillow princesses of all times.
You are our favorite PPs ever. You are also the highlight of our week.
I have a little note on pillow princesses really quick that a lot of people have shared on our YouTube comments. Okay. Everyone really liked the way we explained it. They thought we were like respectful because some people do identify as pillow princesses in not a derogatory way. I think people are kind of reclaiming it. There are people who are pillow princesses, and the people who want to be with that are stone tops. People who are like touch me nots do not want that. Sometimes it's from trauma, sometimes it's personal preference.
Okay.
And I know we kind of did touch on this. People like added the terms that I wanted to share, but people were like, yeah, there's somebody for everyone. And some people really prefer a pillow princess because they don't want to be touched. But a pillow princess doesn't mean that you're just a lazy lover. And other people did say that they are lazy.
That's nice.
I'm sure some are, but
also, maybe this is too much, but this is in good fun. We're not trying to take labels and be like, this is a bad part of lesbians. This is a good part of lesbians. This is a weird part of the queers. This is what
weird
guys,
part of the queers.
Pillow Princess is funny because it's a slumber party
yeah.
sleepover vibe, and we're also gay, and we absolutely don't want to make anybody feel weird. And thank you for telling us how you feel. But also please know that
everyone's great.
Remember to write in stayinguppod@gmail.com. Tell us your goss or update us on gossip we've previously reported on.
Yes.
2,
subscribe.
We're trying pretty hard on rate and subscribe. Okay.
Guys, we broke into the top 50 of so many countries' Spotify's in our category.
In the relationships category, we're kind of flying. So
it's really cool and really exciting.
If you are a true PP, you're going to get out there. You're going to like the pod on Spotify and on whatever Apple.
Wherever you're listening.
I know it's ridiculous, but like do it. It's not that hard. And also follow us on the things. I'm trying hard on TikTok to grow our little followership. We got that on Instagram, yada, yada.
And we've been using it a lot to like get content for the podcast. So if you want more involved, head over there.
And 3, final note is every week I get so excited because we post our little roundup post to episode. Hope that you know that we look forward to that more than we could ever express. So please keep doing it. Meet us in the comments. It feels bizarre to be talking into a thing and just...
We don't want to hear ourselves talk. We want to talk with you guys.
It's not, it's with, not at.
Yeah.
So please comment, say hellos. We love you.
We love you. Sweet dreams, peepees.
Bye, peepees. Sleep well.